Hey guys, it's Dr. Kubin. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to say hello and welcome back, and welcome to the clinical specialization course. I just wanted to go through a couple of things and point out some highlights in the course shell, which I'm showing here on my screen. I just wanted to point out, first of all, let me go to the syllabus. Here's where the syllabus is. If you haven't looked at it yet, please take some time to go through this very carefully and read all the things. It goes through all of the course materials, the objectives, and all of that. I want to point out to you at the end of this document, the last 2 pages is where the course calendar is. So that outlines the documents, excuse me, the assignments, and the due dates that are due here. So that's where you find that, but also you can find those. So those are also outlined here on the syllabus page, as well as over here under assignments. So there's a couple of different places where you can find all of those things. So I wanted to point that out to you. Modules, let me just quickly point to modules. They're all here and outline all of the different information that we're going to go through. It has the resources that you need for that. You can also have a link. So each module will go through the readings that you have, and then if there's any additional lessons or resources that you need, that will be found here, and then the assignments are also linked under that module as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can get to the assignments. I want to point out, let's talk a little bit about these assignments. So you can see that we're going to start out kind of early with a couple of different case studies. Talk to your different faculty members about how they want to handle these case studies. Some people will have you do it just as a typical case study where you will respond and then give replies to your peers. Some of the faculty like to do it as groups and have you meet like via Zoom and do discussions that way. So just your faculty member, your individual faculty will kind of direct you on how that goes. This health outcomes analysis is like a kind of a paper that you'll do and submit. Your project, I know y'all have been busily working on your project starting last semester. You're going to finish that up here, and then you will do a defense for 2 different faculty members, at least 2 faculty members, and then you can also open that up to have your peers come as well. And then you have a reflection, a two-part assignment on growing your expertise. This is the part that I really wanted to point out to you, is this practicum assignments. These are just kind of like past completed and complete assignments that are here really to just kind of remind you of all the little persnickety things that have to be done this semester. And as you can see, there are a long list of things. So many of them are just kind of weekly things that need to get done. A couple of important things is documentation of your clinical practicum hours. Remember that in clinical calendar, you need to be documenting your clinical practicum hours, as well as a reflection on how those hours have helped you, number 1, meet the course objectives and your personal objectives, and number 2, how they have helped you to grow your clinical expertise. So make sure that all of that is documented. And we have put in here that we want you to do that on a weekly basis. Some of you, I won't mention any names, like to wait until the last minute to get that done. We cannot have that anymore. We need that to be done. You need to be keeping up with that on a weekly basis. And so that's why this is here, because we will be looking as faculty to make sure that you're doing that on a weekly basis, and we will be checking to make sure that that's being done. So if it's not being done and you are not getting check marks on that weekly, you're not going to be successful in passing this course. So I need for y'all to make sure that you're keeping on top of things so that we can do our job properly. I want to make sure that you see this one right here, applying for graduation. This deadline is early. It's in a couple of weeks. So the deadline is actually September 13th. So I've actually put a due date on here of September 12th to make sure that you get it done. Also note that we want you to meet with your instructor to talk about your project and where you are with it and what your plans are and when you want to defend and things like that. So that has a pretty early due date as well, to make sure that you get that done no later than September 18th. The other assignment I really want to point out is this one. Y'all have a lot of clinical hours that y'all need to get done, and we want you to be able to be successful with that and get that started early. And so I know that y'all are aware of needing to be cleared in Castle Branch, number 1, before you can start clinicals, and number 2, the practicum agreements with your preceptors. And then if you're going to be in a clinical facility, you need to get cleared through the clinical facility. So in order to make sure that that is happening, I need for you to upload a copy of your compliance letter with Castle Branch, not letter, but a copy of take a screenshot of your compliance in Castle Branch and upload that. And then the email that you received telling you that you are compliant with the facility. So if you're going to be in a hospital, the compliance letter that you get that says you are compliant and okay to practice in the facility, upload that. If you're not going to be in a clinical facility and you're just working in an academic setting with your preceptor, then just upload the email you get from Taylor that says you're cleared and you don't need any other further clearance. Just upload that into this space. I think that's basically the main things that I wanted to point out. I do want you to know that you've got a hard deadline for getting your project defenses, and that is the week of 11/6 through 11/10. So you want that to be done by the 10th of November. So think about when you want to schedule those defenses. And I think other than that, we look forward to having a wonderful semester. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me via email or phone. And you've got that information in your syllabus. And I'm looking forward to a great semester.